let you know what's going on with this car and how I've been liking it for like, what, 6 months now? If you haven't seen this channel or know of me, this is my 2024 911 GTS Cabriolet. I love this car. There's so many, the more and more I drive this car, the more I figure out its personality. It does not like to go slow. Maybe the owner itself doesn't like to go slow, but it just feels, I don't know, like it just, I crank on it a little bit, and then I'll just like tame back a little bit, I'll relax a little bit, and then I'll touch the gas and it just wants to go, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've driven this car to a point that it doesn't know any other speed besides above the speed limit, I guess you'd say. Well, no, not above the speed limit. It doesn't understand casual driving. It just wants to bang corners and go fast in a weird way. Like, I'll coast, right? I'll coast and I'm just like, yeah, this is pretty nice. I'll listen to my radio. And then, don't get me wrong, the sound system in this Burmeister is phenomenal. If you're looking to get the upgrade sound system, get it. But there are times, I'll be honest, like times right now, my radio's pretty much off. It's in the background. But there's times that I'm just like cruising and I hear the exhaust and like that. There's no reason to have a radio. I'm telling you guys, if you guys are looking to upgrade, it sounds phenomenal. If you're a big sound buff, you're into all that, it's great. But there are times that I'm just cruising and the car just wants to talk to me and I just turn off the radio and I just listen to the exhaust, I listen to the turbo spool, I listen to the mechanicisms of this car, and it's just a symphony of bliss. Like, I cannot explain it. The radio's in the background, I had to lower it a little bit because I heard a little bass go a little bit there in the speakers, and I don't want to get flagged on YouTube, but I'm falling more and more in love with this car. Like, I don't see myself buying anything else. When I go to like look at other cars, it just doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? I can't find the words to what I'm feeling when I drive this car. It's just pure bliss, man. I'm in this thing and I just go and it feels so right. It does everything and anything you want to do when you want to do it. There's no hiccups. There's no, and I just hit like, well, now I'm at 1,600 miles. So I've been past the $1,000 mile break-in, right? And once I hit 1,000 miles, Sport Plus is where this car wants to live. Like, you personally want to hear the pops and bangs. You put it in Sport, you go on a little cruise. But this car thrives in Sport Plus. There's no turbo lag. I don't even think there's really much turbo lag in Sport mode either. Like, when you hit the throttle, you just go. You know what I mean? Like, frig, man. Like, oh. This thing makes your voice squeak. Like, it makes you feel giddy all over again. No car that I've driven makes me feel the way this car makes me feel. This is the best purchase I've ever made in my life. And saying that, there are things that I found out about this car that I never knew about. And then I'm slowly finding out, like, there's a trunk. Yeah, there's a trunk, like a rear trunk in this 911. Nobody ever mentions when they're doing reviews. Did you know that there was a trunk in the 911, especially the Cabriolet? Massive trunk. You can put 2 bags back there. Might get hot, I don't know. I've never really tested out. But while I was putting the top down on my car, I was like, oh, there's a giant. While I was looking at the back of the car, I was like, oh, let me see what the engine bay looks like, see if I have anything fancy back there. I go to look at the engine bay, I'm like, look in the back, I'm like, there's a gaping hole back here. Yeah, where the top goes. But if the top is up, you can use that as space. Now, I don't know if it gets too hot back there. I know in the C8, when I had the C8, I'd put things in the back. If you had ice cream, it's a frap by the time you get it out. You know what I mean? It gets super hot in the back if you leave anything in the back of the C8. Will it get that hot in the 911? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. But I want to show you guys the trunk space in this car. It's phenomenal. I can't believe it. Dude, I'm cranking these corners right now, and people are just slowing me down, but I'm just on their ass. Well, actually, I shouldn't be on their ass, but God, it feels so good on these corners. The camera's probably going all over the place, but man, the only thing slowing me down are these friggin' cars. But God, this thing is on rails. Like, I'm sorry, brother. I should have been past you. I'm sorry, I cut off this guy, but God, this thing is mint, man. I love this car to the moon. So phenomenal, so phenomenal. But now I got sidetracked. So, you know what? I just found out on Instagram and TikTok that I have ADHD, and I might jump off topic and go all crazy. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that I'm all over the place. I just figured growing up I had special needs. Special needs that my girlfriend takes care of. You know what I mean? But, sorry, I'm making myself, again, ADHD, focus, the car, the trunk space. Got it. Action. Don't matter. This car is beyond my wildest dreams. And I can't believe I own this car. It's surreal, man. The fact that I get to go downstairs and look at this thing. I know from some people like, oh, it's just a 911. It's just a, dude, drive a 911, man. Just do it. You will know what I'm talking about. And I get it. The young dudes are like, oh, it's not a Lambo. It's not exotic, blah, blah. Dude, this is beyond. This is, the 911's in its own caliber. You know what I mean? Like, it's surpassed. I'm sorry, but it's better than the McLaren. It's better than the Huracan I've been driving. It's way more comfortable. Like, I can sit up. I'm fat. I get it. I got to lose weight. But I can move around. I can adjust myself. I can sink down in the seat. And I can move around. My knees aren't jammed up into it. You know what I mean? Like, ownership of this car has been phenomenal. Like, there is nothing that beats what this 911 offers. Whether it's performance, looks, the way it feels, its precision. Nothing handles corners like this car. Nothing, even the throttle. Like, it's so quick, man. Like, it doesn't make sense that this car is as fast as it is for a flat 6. It's insane to me. And I never understood it until I driven it. God, it just, all those puzzle pieces of what you want and what you think you want just come together, and it's like euphoric. This car, oh my God, it gives me chills thinking about it. I got hairy arms, but it's giving me goosebumps thinking about it. Like, legit goosebumps. I love this car. I wish my dad was here, like, experiencing it with it. This would be a dream. Just cruising down Sunday morning, getting a cup of coffee, shooting the shit, and just living, man. Living, man. This is it, man. You get to a point that, like, you want so much in life, but when you get the one thing you really want, there's really nothing else that you really want. You know what I mean? Family, loved ones, all that is, like, that's life, man. I know I'm off topic. Yeah, I get it. We discovered that in ADHD, but this car checks all the boxes for me. And ownership of this car has been phenomenal. There hasn't been a flaw. There's only been 2 hiccups. One, when Porsche sent me a letter that they wanted to buy my car and sell my car. Not happening. Not happening. This thing is dying with me. I'm getting buried in it. I'm getting burnt in it. I'm getting whatever in it. It's coming with me. Nobody else is getting this car and experiencing this car besides me. That's it. I've made it, like, even the next, I have one car stall. I get it. Even if I get another house or whatever, I need another car, I will get another car. You know what I mean? I will not sell this car. For the life of me, I will not sell this car. I customized this. I went on the configurator. We dream all the time. You know, we're up on the computer, we're up on our phones, configuring all these cars that we want. I configured this one. I got this car. Shoot. I got an allocation in 2 days. That's insane. You know what's more crazy? When I went with my configuration to the Porsche dealership, yeah, they asked for, like, some money down, but I didn't give them money, man. Like, I didn't put the offer. I didn't put a down payment. It's crazy that I got this allocation with no money down. You heard it. No money down. I went there, and then I was a little sketched up because it's a third party that you go with to put your down payment. So the girl was like, well, you know who the girl is. She's amazing. Hermine, she's amazing. So Hermine was like, oh, here's the app. You put your down payment on that, and that's it. And I was sketched out. This is my first time making a big purchase like that. It's a lot of money. Like, even if it was $1,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, it's still money going to a third party. I don't know who it is. So I waited 2 business days. I was gonna text her Monday morning because I went on a Saturday. And I was gonna text her on Monday, like, oh, what happens if I pull out and I don't want this car? What happens? I was gonna email her. I was about to hit send. My girlfriend's like, what are you, crazy? You just was this Saturday. Why would you bother this woman? At least wait 2 business days before you ask her about, you know, what happens to the money if I pull out?
That's what she said.
Sorry. But what happens to my down payment if I choose not to go with this car anymore? So, okay, I waited on the second day. I was about to, like, email her. No word of a lie. On my soul, on my everything, on my dad. I was gonna send her an email saying what happens to this, and she sent me, I don't know, in her words, like, I don't know who you know or what happened or what. It's a miracle. It was her grace, but she gave me an acceptance allocation from Porsches. Like, they're okaying your car. They're accepting your configuration. That you got an allocation built for blah blah blah. I was like, what? That is insane. No money down. I didn't put any money down. And I was like, so then I put down no money from the day I went into the configuration until delivery day. They sent me gifts in the mail, an appreciation letter, blah blah, all that for free. And at the end of the day, if I went for pickup day and I was like, no, I don't want this car, I would have had no money invested in it. I would have had none. But they still trusted me and were okay with it. Like, everything was flawless. It was amazing. It was the best experience I've ever had buying a car. I think it's like Porsche sell themselves. You're not going there to buy a minivan. You don't have to be talked into like, oh, this 4-cylinder, blah blah blah. This will get you good. Like, none of that matters. Oh, you can fit all your 5 mishaps in the back seat. Like, no one cares. Like, it's not about that. The cars sell themselves. Maybe if you go want to get a Macan or a Cayenne or something, maybe they'll salespeople will kind of help you into which category. But if you go want to get a 911, you know what you want to get. You know what I mean? There's no questions. There's no ifs, ands, buts. You just know what you want when you want it, and it was flawless, and it was the best experience. So that being said, the only 2 issues I had was, again, them sending me a letter or an email to sell the car, which is not happening, and the second was insurance. My insurance on this thing after the 6 months doubled. I'll show you guys the Geico thing, whatever. I couldn't believe it doubled. And then their excuse was, oh, pots are expensive. Sorry, I gotta keep checking this GoPro to see if it's recording because it dies so many times on me because I keep talking. And then they're like, oh, sorry, pots are expensive, so we gotta up the price of your insurance. I'm like, what does that even mean? You're upping my insurance. I never did anything. Never got a speeding ticket. Never got any issue with the car. Never bumped it. Never anything. I barely drive it. It's 1,600 miles since I got it. That's nothing. Like, I should be cranking on this thing. I don't commute it to work. I use it for pleasure. Going around, enjoying it, blah blah. So I was like, that makes no sense. And then I called them back up, and they're like, oh, the best we can do is like change your mileage so it's low. It's already low, but I have 2 cars. I have the E350 too. The E350 is at 12,000 miles. So I was like, oh, I'll change the miles to that because I'm barely driving that anyway. I don't commute to work, so it's fine. So I bring that down, and it dropped it down by $200. I was like, okay, this is a load of crap. Let me see what I can do. So I went with Progressive. Dude, no word of a lie. For both cars, Progressive dropped it to $1,600 compared to the $3,600 that Geico wanted for the both cars. The 911 itself was $2,400 for the 6 months, not a year, for the 6 months for Geico. And with both cars covered under Progressive, I think it was $1,650. Oh, it was a no-brainer. I just told Geico, like, dude, I've been in business with you guys for a long time. I apologize, but unless you can beat this deal, there's no way I can update this policy. You're like, oh, we completely understand, blah, blah, and that's it. I went Progressive. But to say anything is like, God bless this car. It's not giving me any issues, whether it's maintenance or whatever. I haven't even got the maintenance. I should do the oil change just in case there's anything in the oil, which I should probably call them soon to kind of book something in. But I'm going just over 6 months having this car. Is it 6 months already? From August? Something like that. I'll do the math later. It doesn't matter. To having this car. And it's been a dream. I'll be honest. I'm a big dude, manly man. But this car brings a tear to my eye when I think about this and my dad and just life in general and seeing where I've seeing the point that I've come to in life. Dude, just keep at it. It's so dope. I know they say, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Dude, money buys you a 911, man. Like, money buys you freedom. Like, let's be real. Like, it truly does. And to say, like, oh, you can't buy happiness, dude. Come on. You're lying to yourself. I just hope whoever's, like, aspiring to get to, like, their dream car friggin' does it. Because it's the only dream that when you achieve, it actually lives up to the feelings. You know what I mean? Like, it lives up to the accomplishment. Like, oh, shit, I did that. You know what I mean? This happened, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And it all comes together. You know, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna pull over here and I'll show you what the trunk space is on the 911 and everything. I got a top in the front, so I'm not gonna show you that because you guys all know the front of a 911. But I couldn't believe the trunk space in the back of 911. I'm gonna pull over here now and show you guys that now. That's going to open up. And then check out all the space you got back here. Let's see if I have a bag that can throw in there. Hopefully this thing works. Put you guys down. Like, easily put a bag back here. Nobody talks about that. Like, there's tons of space back there. Is that one? Not even driving, it's cool actually. It's crazy how much space is there. But it's doable. I had no idea. I had no idea all this space was back there. Alright, so let me grab this sucker back out. Woo! I'll show you guys a little tunnel here, There's cameras everywhere in this thing, but just the sound is phenomenal. Come on! What? I love this car, baby. I think this is it for this video. I'm gonna go have some fun and just feel this girl out, you know what I mean? Alright, catch me in the next one. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want. It don't matter. I'm just having fun with this. It's a good time, brother. Latest.